Okie dokie, we're jumping straight into this game called Holder of Place. If you've never heard of it, don't panic, I'll explain everything as we go badly. Anyways, the team behind the game sent me here early and I figured you guys might like it, so here we are. Let's jump in, let's see what this game's all about. So here we go, we're starting off this game. I've tried it before and I thought it looks incredibly fantastic. Now we're going to have to recruit a unit, so we can either recruit this guy, who's going to have no combat trait, unfortunately, but does have 1 attack and 3 HP. Or we can take this guy. All support followers will be replaced with mods. At the start of combat, gain 1 fate for each mod. It sounds kind of fun, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple. Grab the wanderer, take our guy, move on to the next depth, which are at 2, and this is where combat's going to be like. And what I mean is, you'll see it once we do start a fight. So this guy is going to have no combat trait, he's going to have 1 tree, and we are going to start the combat, and we're going to attack first, then we attack. We have it on super speed, holy moly. We're so down a bit. Basically, we attack first, then they attack, then we attack, then they attack. And that's the way it works. And we win by taking them out, and we get fate points that we can use in our next encounter. Which means we can recruit another unit. And we can grab this guy, which is going to cost us 4 fate, but on pawn deck gain 2 fate, so we can stack up monies as much as possible. Or we can take the Duelist. After each attack, invert the attack damage and health damage until the end of combat. Or we just take the Cleric. This guy seems amazingly awesome. But this guy also gives us +1 permanently whenever we get a next recruit. I mean, this guy seems like he's probably going to be good to take, but I kind of want to recruit this guy as much as I'd like to get the scaling damage. But I do want this guy to attack first. So you're going to take this guy out, and then you're going to get murder faced by this unit. But we should be able to win this one out because of that. Now we attack completely first, and then we enter back, and hell yeah, we do win our first round. And this guy did survive. Not bad. Definitely not bad. Now we can grab another Duelist. We can also grab start a combat against fate, or we can get another Cleric. I want to grab as much Duelist as possible and have some way to scale up their damage. That seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And we got 3 of these bug guys, the goblins, that I think we're going to be able to take on. We one-shot them, hell yeah. And we answer back. Not bad. Win the runs as much as possible. And we got 4 fates, so we're going to see what we can get. We also have a max capacity of 5. We can just take another Duelist. We can grab a tank who cannot attack. Or this guy again. You know what? Let's just grab all the Duelists. Having a 3 attack is going to be awesome for our guys. And we got a new enemy, the Goblin Shaman, who's just going to have a little bit more HP, does a little bit more damage, but our guys are going to take it out in 2 hits. Which is kind of awesome. Then survive the next hit, and our team is looking pretty good from the get-go. That's for sure. But we can give our followers all +1 HP, or we can grab 3 fate. I'm going to grab the permanent HP. Mainly because that's going to increase our damage once we do invert our attacks again. Now we can grab another freaking Duelist, or we can grab this thing. At the start of combat, summon a 1/2 tentacle. So that's a trait we can give our guys. I mean, we don't get stats, so how about just grab another freaking Duelist? Just grab all the same units, do crazy damage. We got some new enemies. The Cultist Apostle. No combat trait, but a lot of HP. We'll see how we get on with this. Will we lose some guys? I'm kind of hoping not. We do take out the big beef units. And we should definitely be able to win this one out. Just barely. I say just barely. We had 5 guys left. But it's still not bad. So we're going to be looking for trinkets and stuff like that that can boost our stats. Now we can get, at the start of combat, take 1 damage and gain some fate. Or we can grab this guy, who is after surviving combat, give the random follower +1 HP permanently. I'm going to take this guy. And I'm going to replace this guy. There was another guy that we didn't take that will increase their attacks. But having the Hoarder with the Duelist seems kind of nice. And we can actually challenge a Hobgoblin. This could potentially give us an extra follower, which I do really want to go. Really want to grab. Or we can concede the hunt and dive deeper. I'm going to challenge the Hobgoblin. Now this could be a mistake, but we'll see. Hobgoblin's going to have 22 H. Okay, we could be in trouble. Is there any setup we can change rounds? I mean, we attack from left to right, so we kind of want these guys to attack first. Maybe you at the back, since you're going to have less HP and less damage. Or maybe you need to go first. Maybe we need this guy at the front. I know we want the scaling HP, but I'm going to have this guy go first. Because he is going to block 1 damage. Where our guys can just do the rest of the chippy damage, taking out the Hobgoblin. We lose another guy, but the next guy should be able to survive this hit. When I say survive this hit, I might get murder face because I didn't think that he scaled up damage. But hey, we did survive. and we gain an extra follower capacity, or we can get plus 10 fate. I think having an extra follower is just going to be way more valuable to us. Now we can grab this guy. After taking damage, you give another random follower plus 1 until the end of the combat. We grab a barrier, double the health of the following unit behind. We could take that for Duelist. When recruited, give all your followers plus 1 health permanently. Or in combat, the next follower will attack twice. So actually really awesome combinations. I love to scale up the HP on this guy. Just give us plus 1 plus 1. Doubling our HP from 2 to 4 is kind of nice, but this also just gives 1 to other units. I think I'm just going to take this guy. I'm going to take this guy. Let him go down first, but just get the HP on our guys. And we got even beefier units, but they've got no combat traits, so I think we should be good. I'm just going to move on pretty good, trying to keep this guy alive, so we can scale up our HP at least on one of our units. But our duelist putting in all the work. And yeah, shouldn't be close whatsoever. Not bad. You get all our fates, and we scale up our max HP. I'd love to grab more of these guys. We're on current depth is 17. Now we can grab ourselves a trinket. After taking damage, deal 2 random damage. That seems kind of awesome. To start a combat, give adjacent followers plus 1 plus 1. After surviving combat, gain some extra monies or summon a tentacle. I like doing the plus 2 damage, but again, I think I'm just going to get this. Invoke this. I'm going to place it on this guy, so at least we got plus 1 on these units, because all we want to do is give them a ton of stats. And we got more goblin shamans and the cultist accusers, but I think we're happy enough just starting this combat. I'm not too pushed about changing our whole setup rounds. I think we've got a decent setup that doesn't really need to change. Well, we've got 700 duelists. So, is there a different position that we can do? Probably not. And we get a little bit of HP on our guys, so it's not too bad. But hey, give duelists plus 1 attack permanently. Or give duelists plus 2 HP. I kind of want to give them damage. But that's plus 2 HP. Plus 2 in stats. And does this give all our duelists plus 2 HP or just 1? I think I'm going to give him HP. Okay, give it 1. That's not so fantastic for us. Now we can actually grab ourselves another guy. For once, each combat revive the backmost position after that. Give a chosen follower plus 1 attack permanently. I mean, we could lock this and then take this guy and literally just replace this guy and just get more scaling max HP. It was a lot of fate to use. Now we are facing this enemy, the Snatcher. No combat trait, but a lot of HP and a lot of damage. We'll see if we're going to be able to take this guy on. We take out one of the units. We got lots of damage. Not a whole lot of HP though. And honestly, these duelists are looking kind of awesome. I do like the fact that they invert their attack damage and their HP. But we do need to scale up their damage just a little bit, so they actually become more tanky. Now, gain the ability to reroll during recruit events. After taking damage, deal 2 damage upon death, gain fates, or give plus 1 attack permanently. I'm going to give it to one of our guys. Now, nothing too crazy about this one. We have a cultist abductor, which is just going to have more HP and a little bit more damage. But our guy did lose. Our strongest, beefiest unit was not so beefy after all. But we do take them all out. And we keep some guys alive, so we can scale up their max HP. Now, it is only going to be 1 HP per round, but still, it's better than none. Eventually want to get rid of this guy, and we got another one of these guys. Start a combat, give adjacent followers plus 1 plus 1. Permanents or activate the followers start a combat effect will trigger twice. You know what, I'm going to lock this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this guy again, giving more HP to our guys. Now defeat them to gain additional follower capacity. Holy moly, we want to do that. The Firework Master in the next encounter. Now, are we going to be able to beat this guy? Firework Master's attack will deal damage to all followers. So you're going to do 2 damage to everyone. That's a big old yikes. So we're going to lose these guys pretty fast. We might actually lose this one. We do got 5 HP, so we can afford to lose it, but I really do want the followers. But yeah, we'll see. We should be able to deal some big old damage right now. The only problem is, we do survive this next hit, and our damage is slowly decreasing with every bit of damage, and hell yeah, our duelist pulling it off. Definitely pulling off, and we can get ourselves another follower. That's for sure. Because having another follower is going to be insane. Now this guy, after attack, gain plus 1 attack damage. That's really, really awesome. After taking damage, gain some fate. follower attack will also deal 1 damage to all other enemies. That seems amazing. It does cost us 10 though. So we can lock this in our shop for quite some time, but I think it is going to be worth it. As for this, I will take it and I'm going to place it here. On this guy. But let's move on right now. We didn't take a follower. We could have taken the big beefy tanky unit, but we didn't really want it. We got a goblin pack. Okay, now things are starting to get a little bit crazier. Are we going to be able to win this one out? I'd say so. But we might lose some units in the process. When I say lose some units in the process, it kind of looks like we're going to lose a bit more than we should. Because there goes another one of our duelists. And slowly we're dealing a lot less damage. This is actually going to be close. We only barely survived with 2 guys. We really need to ramp up our damage incredibly fast. There's some more trinkets, some more things. Start a combat, gain 2 fate if all followers are unique. Well, that's not going to be good for us. Taking damage, do 2 random damage. Start a combat, give adjacent allies +1 until the end of combat. We can't take this either. I think we're going to take it and I'm going to place it here. Just giving all our guys just +1 at the start. And that's all we really want. Now more goblin chiefs, goblin packs. Honestly, I think we should still be able to win this one out. But having a guy deal 1 damage to all units, maybe that's not that good actually. Since the enemies are getting even more HP. Maybe. But it's not looking too bad for us. We're beating him down. And hell yeah. Now, I don't want to be giving this guy so much HP. I want to spread out because I want to eventually replace this guy. So we'll see what we get right now. Give him all +1 HP. I'm going to take that. Over the +3 fate. We just need those stats on our guys. We got a new guy. At the start of combat, trigger a random follower's death effect. Want to summon 2 1/1 Storm Bees? You know, I think I'm actually going to not take this then. We also got this one. After each attack, gain +1/1 until the end of combat. I do like it quite a bit. I'm going to evoke it and I'm going to put it on this guy because we will lose our stats on our other guys if we do replace it. But having this guy gain +1/+1. Especially since he's going to be last, he's going to scale up a lot faster than the other guys. Now, no combat traits, just lots and lots of HPs on these guys. I think we're going to be able to smash through pretty easily. Maybe. Do take out one of the guys, but we're going to end up losing our first duelist, unfortunately, but then we do survive. We take out the rest. And after that, we should be able to keep all our duelists alive then. Well, except for this guy. But hell yeah. We're getting tons more fate. More enemies we do face, the more fate we get, the more we can spend in our shops. The better guys we can get. And hell yeah. Now we also got this guy. This follower is adjacent to all other followers. He seems kind of awesome actually. Upon deck, give all followers +1 attack damage until the end of combat. The next recruits can be rolled repeatedly. And start a battle, gain a fates. Summon a 1/2 tentacle. Now this is actually fantastic, this guy. With all our adjacent start a battle effects. So I'm definitely going to recruit this guy. He's going to be in our next in line. That's a 20 HP unit with 5 damage. That's a set. Okay, we could be in trouble here. Well, there's only one way to find out. I mean, this guy went to 5/7, but is that really going to be good enough? Because that's such a big beefy unit, and we take so much damage right now. And we'll see though. We did survive. We did beat him down, and our team is actually looking kind of awesome right now. Definitely so. Did not expect to actually get through that one so easily. Thought we were going to lose a lot more guys. Now, what do we got right now? After taking damage, give another random follower +1/+1. After taking damage, deal 2 random damage. Start a combat, take 1 damage, gain some fate. Consume 1 core health to wish for a follower or aspect. So lose 1 of our HPs. I'm not sure how this actually works. I'm going to take it though. My wish is to take a shape of follower fighting along my side, supporting them from behind, or take a shape of an aspect, hanging heavy. I'm going to take a follower. I wish for the follower's attacks embodying Saint Tor. Wish for follower to defend, embodying Saint Zine. Wish for follower Fade and Benediction, applying Saint Alidia. I'm going to take attacks. I want attacks, I want some damage. Modest amount of fate that should lend me their aid. Follower should be ravenous in demanding fate. I'm going to take this. A wish for a follower whose nature is independence, that cooperates with others. Cooperates. And what do we got right now? And they cost so... We can't even lock the shop. Oh, we can. And start the combat while having at least 5 fate. Give this random follower +1/+1 permanently. Okay, apparent wish 465 is crazy. In a combat, whenever adjacent follower gains stats, this follower also gets the same amounts. Whenever this follower gains stats, deal 4 random. This guy seems kind of nuts actually. Whenever a follower dies, gain +1 until the end of combat, +2. It's also nice. So when I said cooperates with others, they don't really cooperate with others. I do like this guy quite a lot. Some permanent scaling damage. I might actually want to keep it's 19 fate though. You on the other hand, we could have between both our guys and have like a shotgun blast of random damage. But I'm going to lock this guy. I'm going to lock this guy and I'm going to try to get it. 19 fate though. Which means it's probably going to be like 3 fights of not buying anything. And we can defeat a cockatrice to gain additional follower or concede the hunt. I mean, we gotta try it. We definitely gotta try it. Now what's this? You got so much HP. I started combat permanently petrify the frontmost follower unit. Honestly, getting rid of this guy doesn't matter too much. So petrify away. Petrify is going to turn this guy into not having a battle effect. Well, that's at least what I think it is going to be. No combat traits. Well, let's see if you can beat down this cockatrice. We'll see though. As you can see, our guy got petrified. And it looks like this now. We're taking all that chip damage, and then we do crazy damage with our duelists. Hell yeah. These guys look sick, by the way. 11 fate, we just need 8 more. Holy moly, that's a lot. Should we do it? I mean, we could get our guy next round, or we could take the follower capacity. I mean, having an extra follower capacity is kind of nuts, is it not? But having our guy instantly, I'm going to take it. Maybe that's a crazy, crazy play. But also just grabbing this guy right now is kind of insane. My next follower is recruited, that trait will transform into their combat trait. Okay, that seems kind of nuts. If the followers are unique, this follower will deal triple damage. Holy moly, that seems insane. But grabbing this before we take this guy, we can scale up a lot of permanent HP, no? Should we do it, or should we just take our guy? I think we just take our guy. I don't think we'd be that greedy. We take our guy, and we get rid of our calcified friend. Maybe place it in mind. Now these units, no combat traits, just lots and lots of HP and damage. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue beating this guy out. Now we do need to keep at least 5 fate so we can scale up our damage and our HP on random followers. So that's the main thing we do need to do. We're beating him down. We've only got 2 guys left, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Got a bunch of fate that we can't really spend next rounds, unfortunately, because we do need at least 5 fate to trigger our guy's ability. What can we get right now? Start a combat, trigger a random follower's death effects. Start a combat, gain some fates. Start a combat, gain +2. Adjacent followers +1/+1. I want to take that, but then we won't have enough. I'm going to lock it for next round though. But we got to move on pretty quick so we can get our guy's effect, which should be amazing. Enemies no combat trait, just lots and lots of HPs, lots of units, so we're going to get at least 7 fate, which is kind of nice. But hey, scaling up our damage, scaling up our HP is exactly what we want on our duelists for days. We're taking out these oozes and just surviving out. Just duelists putting in some crazy work for us. Not bad. Again, having our 7 fates up to 14 fate. Incredibly fantastic. I still want to replace this guy though. Now unlocking new fragments or gain +5 to next recruit can be rerolled repeatedly. This seems amazing. And I'm not sure what a fragment is. I'm assuming that's probably some sort of meta progression, but we're going to take it. We'll see what we get right now. Whenever followers are summoned, give them +2/+2. We got this at the start of combat, deal 5 random damage. That seems kind of awesome too. When recruited, give all followers +1 permanently or gain a follower capacity. That's kind of nuts. I'm going to lock this, but I'm also going to evoke and give this to our follower. So not only that, we gain +1/+1 permanently and at the start of battle. So Cultist a Giant, just a bunch of HP, a little bit of damage, but I think we should still be able to definitely win out. I'd love to have a bigger, beefier unit in the front line though. Well, beggars can't be choosers. We could have one of our duelists in the front line, but I do like our setup the way it is. Now, after taking damage, deal a random damage equal to the remaining HP. Fate will always equal 14, and then sever all followers in this recruit event. They will no longer appear in future events. This guy seems kind of interesting. If we could scale this guy's HP up, that'd be kind of insane. After each attack, gain +1 damage. Honestly though, I'm just going to acquire our follower capacity. Just increase that. And what the hell are these guys? No combat trace, just lots of HP, lots of damage. I mean, I think we still should be able to win this one out. And I do like this guy scaling up so much damage, which is kind of amazing. Because it does it for ourselves on that guy, as well as at least one of our random units. And I'd love to grab more of those guys. That's for sure. But hey, these duelists are a ton of fun so far. Hey, this game is actually incredibly awesome. Whenever an aspect or trinket is used on a follower, give him +1 permanently. So we can scale up HP this way. What the hell is this guy? To start a combat, gain health equal to fate until the end of combat. After taking damage, when the next follower is recruited, this trait will transform the combat trait. Upon death, give all other followers +2 until the end of combat. Now this guy seems kind of insane, but then we would lose some of our permanent scaling from this guy. Maybe lock this guy and take an next round. Whenever an aspect or trinket is used on a follower, so we have to keep using these guys. Or these guys. On our units. But I'm going to lock this guy, I'm going to take it. And with that, we're just going to move on. Now confront your quarry. Actually, that was the final round. I forgot that we only get to 50. Once we get to 50, we face a final boss, the Dragon event, with 350 HP, 5 damage, with some other units too. Damage tells the dragon will persist between combats. The dragon's power is growing. So are we happy with this sort of combat? I mean, this guy goes to the front. We do not need this guy to survive. That's for sure. But let's see if we're going to be able to win this one out. We have to do a lot of damage to this dragon. We don't really have necessarily crazy scaling damage. We actually don't attack their units. We only attack the main dragon. And we're losing units pretty fast. That's for sure. And the longer the fight goes on, the less damage our duelists are going. We're down to 2. There's no way. We're not beating this dragon. Hell no. Definitely not. We dealt quite a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. We do lose 1 HP and we do get to move on. We still can get something. Start a combat, summon a 1/1. Consume all fate to gain equal amount of attack until the end of combat. That's kind of crazy. We would lose all our fate and just have a permanent, like, +5. The bad news is, if we take this guy, we lose all our fate. I'm still going to recruit him though. We need an extra unit. And with that, we actually face the dragon again. So, still at 195 HP. We do still have 3 HP. But we should be able to deal that damage once again. Now we've got another follower in. They're going to take a little bit more chip damage for us. But they are summoning even more units. That's kind of absurd. Because they do so much more damage every time they do summon a new unit. And there goes a lot of units. Come on, duelists, you got this. Okay, even more units summoned. We lost literally all our duelists. We have them down to 50 HP though. So we definitely going to lose another core health. But we've only pretty much got one more round to go to beat this guy. Now, we've only got one left. At the start of combat, take 1 damage, gain some fate. After surviving combat, gain +1 HP. Or we could take this guy. I think we just skip and we move on and we take on this dragon and finish him off with our 2 HP left. I do like our setup the way it is, so we're going to keep it this way. But that's going to be a barrage of enemy units. And after the next wave of our duelists, yeah, we should definitely have this one in the bag. So big old smacks, and amazing. We did beat him. And a dragon was slain. There is a relief, a rush of excitement, but there is no true joy. There never is. You felt the churning of the kingdom now. You see the umbral path beyond. Every time you conquest is built on mountains of corpses, and every time you're cursed with knowledge that the next time you wake, you'll be here, perching on the rafters, waiting again and dreaming again. These little triumphs feel so very small when placed behind the bars of the realm that traps you. You take a final look at your companions. Perhaps you'll meet again. Perhaps you'll find someone new. But at the end of all expeditions, only you remember. New fragment fans. A fond dream. Place your hand on the bitter stone and recall your memories. No longer is yours. Now we can go endless or we can exit. But for now I'm going to exit back to the title. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this game, if you'd like to see me run some Endless, to see how far we can get with our builds. But definitely a super awesome, fun game. Having 4 duelists that just keep changing their HP to damage was actually a ton of fun. But there's definitely some builds that you can do some crazy awesome stuff in it. So let me know if you'd like to see more of this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I do find myself having a ton of fun playing this game. And I thought you guys might like this too. But anyways, I'm going to have to leave you for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope you keep a look out for the next one. I'll see you next time.